Okay, so hello and welcome back to another Discord bot tutorial. In this one we're going to be creating a purge command, and then if we have time afterwards we're going to be creating the setup for the bot when it joins the server, where it sets its activity. So it might say like the bot is playing a game or watching something. You know, you can do whatever you want with that. And we might also add some other little startup thing that's kind of optional. We're not going to be making any other commands this video. I want to keep each video to have like maybe one or two commands, and then obviously I can fit in some other little nice things like that. If anyone has any requests, you know, oh, how do you make your bot say this, or how do you set it up so it uses a different prefix or whatever. Now obviously prefix, I've already shown you, you put it in a file, but for example, if you were to have your bot join multiple different people's servers, you might want each server to have its own one, in which case you might, for example, store in a file the server ID and their prefix, or whatever you want. It's up to you. But for this, we're just going to be doing purge and some other ones. Now, if you don't already know, purge is basically a command that admins use, so we're obviously going to make it admin only. And it's so that they can, if, for example, you've been spammed, I know you can ban people and it removes all their messages, but a purge command is quite useful to clean a text channel. So you do like $purge space 100, and it would delete the 100 most recent messages in that channel just as a cleanup. The only downside to this is not really downside, but you can only do it for the last messages that were sent in the last 14 days. Now, that's not something we can change. That's just how Discord lets you do it. So just a warning, I guess. If you try and do that, we will catch the error, but we're not going to really do anything about it. So, yeah. I want to start off by thanking my patrons. Thanks to Michael, Paul Robinson, Norwegian Viking, Phil Baum, and Fate. Just a quick note, I will be going back to Unity for the people who like Unity videos and are here just for Unity. If you're actually watching this video right now, then, you know, hi. I just thought I'd do a string of Discord bot videos because that's what people have wanted for ages, and I obviously haven't done that in ages. So I need to get back into the routine of doing like either alternate, so like every day or two I'll do a Unity, then Discord bot, then a Unity, Discord bot, or whatever. And obviously until after my exams, in which case I can then, you know, do like a video every day and, you know, make everyone happy. But yeah. So if you haven't already, obviously patrons in the description below if you would like to help out that way. And there's also the channel membership, which exists now for when I do live streams. You know, you can get custom emojis and stuff. I'll sort all that out when I've got more time. But yeah, let's get into the video. So one cleanup thing I'm going to do, let's go to our code. So obviously I don't care about showing the config file. I'm going to have to add to it now. Well, might as well add to it now. So we've obviously got ban and kick. We're going to add purge for this video, so as I keep saying, I'm just going to have to show the token because it makes my life easier for this, and I can just reset it after the video. So just add in the purge. Okay, save that, close it. In the index file, one thing I want to add is just an extra safety check when we read a message. So here, when we read the message input, we check if it's a bot and then return. One thing we should also check before the next thing is if message.channel.type is equal to, and then it gives you the 4 different types here. Obviously benefits using TypeScript, you get all this. Category, DM, group, text, voice. We want to say if it's a DM, then return. So basically, we don't want people to be able to use commands in DMs with the bot, because you just don't want that. Because obviously certain commands just won't work, and you don't really want to have to deal with that. For some reason, it's not... there we go, formatting. I was pressing the wrong shortcut. Alright, so, you know, ignore the message if it was sent in DMs. Okay, so that's that. It's just a simple little thing. So now, if I go to kick and ban from last video, we're going to do some cleanup quickly. I added comments, and then when I was adding the comments, I realized... wait, am I looking in the right thing? Yeah, this is the... tutorial version. Yeah, because I've got obviously a tutorial version and my own version. I'm just going to make sure it all like kind of lines up, I guess. So that should work fine. Oh no, sorry, there was one thing I needed to add. So when we send these messages, when we send the like nice try blah blah blah, we kind of want to clean those up because otherwise they'll just linger in the channel for ages. So what we can do is we can add this code. I might as well just copy it because there's no point typing out loads. I'll obviously explain it. Just get rid of that and tab that in. So how it works is when you send a message, just get rid of the semicolon. The dot then gets called once this is done. Because obviously, just like with doing anything online, stuff takes time. Now, so you can indent this how you want. I mean, how does the auto indent do it? Alt F. I mean, that's how the auto indent does it, so whatever. We're basically saying after we've sent the message and it's successfully sent, delete it after 5 seconds. So after we tell the person, you know, nice try, whatever, get rid of that message after 5 seconds just to clean it up, I guess. So I'm going to leave in the actual messages, but on the line after, I'm going to get rid of the get rid of the semicolon and just paste in that, save it. So that's going to clean that up after the 5 seconds. And if I go to ban, I just want to do the exact same thing. So delete the semicolon, paste that in, and delete the semicolon, paste that in, and that just cleans up the channel so you don't have, you know, bot commands lingering around for ages. And we already delete our own message anyway. And to be honest, if it's instant, you don't have to put the 0 in. It's up to you. But by default, it's 0. That's what message.delete does. It instantly deletes something. I don't know why I put 0 in. But anyway, we're done. Now we can actually start making the purge command. So file, new, purge. So let's go to the test command. Oh, I forgot to do .ts. Rename .ts for TypeScript. And let's go and copy our test command as like a template. You know, I could just call it, you know, just rename it, because I'm not actually using it or calling it. So, you know, template command.ts. Anyway, purge, paste. I mean, just because I'm like that, template command. There we go. Just fill that in. Okay, so purge. So we're gonna obviously call it purge command. I've kept those right, haven't I? Ban. Well, I've called it ban and kick, so I might as well just call it purge, not purge command. Cool. So the actual command word is purge, and we are gonna get it to say that it is admin only. So admin only. We'll say deletes the desired number of messages from the channel, because it does it in the channel the thing was sent in. And, you know, just for consistency, because we're making a nice bot here, we're not going to be messy. We're going to, whoops, I'm being messy right now. We're going to be consistent, and there we go. So in the purge, what do we want to do? Well, the general like layout of the code is going to be make sure they're an admin, and make sure they've actually supplied a number of messages. If they are an admin and they've supplied a correct number of messages, then we will delete them. Obviously, if we didn't check for those things, we're going to get errors most of the time. So, and also we don't want people that aren't admins to, you know, go around deleting stuff. So message object dot delete. Let's just clean up our message right away, right? We don't want it to stay. That doesn't make the variable, like we can still use the variable through our code here. That just gets rid of it from the channel. So because you can still reference messages once they've been deleted, I think you can if you have their ID or references. Don't quote me on that, I don't know for sure, but I think you can. Now message object dot delete, then we'll say you know, clean up our message, and now we want to say if not message object dot member dot has permission administrator. So make sure they're an admin, and this is obviously, well, this is saying if they're not an admin. So what we're going to do if they're not an admin, we're going to send a message to the channel saying like sorry, message object dot author dot username. So sorry person, but this command is only for admins. We'll do the, you know, dot then. So basically what this dot then means is, yeah, do this. It'll take some time in milliseconds, you know, or whatever due to latency. When it's done, we will get back a message. So if you look at send here, it tells you as a promise of Discord message. So that means that if you do dot then, you can get out a Discord message. So we're going to just call that message, MSG. And what that means is this arrow, the lambda arrow thing, means that message is the variable that is used inside the scope of like this bracket to this bracket. So if we refer to message, we can do it in here, not outside of here. And as this message, we have to say in TypeScript, treat it as a discord.message, because this promise from the message.channel.send, we can actually get back a Discord message or a Discord message array. So because TypeScript and just JavaScript in general won't know whether it's going to be, you know, what it is, we're basically saying, hey, you're going to get a message or a message array, and we can only delete a message. Obviously, you could loop through a message array and delete each one, but we just want to say treat the message as a single message, because that's what this line means, treat it as a Discord message class. And because Discord that the message class has a delete function, we can then say .delete 5000. So that's an explanation of how it works, and I hope that helps you understand. And it's not necessary, but it's always good to put semicolons like that, and then return. And if you're unsure about indentation, then Shift Alt F. Boom. Okay. So now we have checked if they're an admin. So check if the member. Well, if you look up here on Kick, I've make sure this, make sure that. So I'm just going to say make sure the person using the command is an admin. Yep, same thing. Then we're going to say if not args0. So args0 is going to be the number of things they are going to remove. So if they put $purge space 20, arg0 is the 20. So if not arg0, so obviously if they don't supply anything like that, then we're going to say message object dot channel dot send. You know what? Might as well just take that and put that there, and rewrite this. So we're gonna say, sorry, bloody blah, but you must supply a number of messages to be deleted. Wait 5 seconds, get array. Alright, so now we've said, make sure that they have said how many messages to delete. Okay. Good, we've done the 2 catches. There's actually one final catch, because what if they put in a parameter, arg0, but it's not a number? If they put in purge delete hello, like whatever. So we're going to say let, what should we call it? Number of messages to delete. That's a long variable name, but oh well, being explicit. Now what we need to do is we need to convert arg0 into a number and check if we can or not. So what you would do is you'll say number, a number takes in a value of type any and tries to convert it into a number. So you can pass in literally anything and it'll try and make it a number. So args0. Okay. So we are now storing that arg0 as this variable as a number. So what that means is if this arg0 actually is a number, if we can convert it to a number, that's what this will be. The problem is if arg0 is if it's not a number, this will be nan, which is nan or not a number. Now one problem with this is what if it's a number but it's not an integer? One sec. What we can do is, to be honest, if they did put in a thing, we can say like dot. We say number of messages to delete dot. I'm an idiot. I have to use the thing. Math dot floor, and it says returns the greatest integer less than or equal to. We could just round it, to be honest. So we'll say math dot round. Number of messages to delete. Now, as you see here, it says that this function returns it. It doesn't actually set it. So we're not going to actually change this variable right now, but we kind of want to. So we're going to say set this equal to the return value. So we're going to round that. Now the thing is, that could be, as I said, not a number. So what we want to do before we actually try rounding it is make sure it's a number, because you can't round something if it's not a number. So we're going to say if number of messages to delete is nan, it's not a number, it's little a, then we want to do this. So if it's not a number, we'll send a sorry message. These sorry messages will come up in a lot, because that's one thing with people sending commands, they might mistype things very easily. So sorry blah blah blah, but that isn't a valid number. Alright, it's not a valid number, cool. And finally, we can then round it and do the delete. So I'll say message object dot channel dot, and the function's called bulk delete. So if we go to Google and go to discord.js, bulk delete text channel. So it's a function that you get called on a text channel, as you saw there, text channel. It takes in messages to delete, and then there's some filter old thing there. Well, as you see, filter messages to remove those, which are old in 2 weeks automatically. I don't actually know how that works. I mean, by default, it's false, and I've never really messed with it. I'd say just put in the number. So, because it says automatically, but obviously you can't do it automatically. You have to get called and it literally says that are newer than 2 weeks, so you can't actually do it all in 2 weeks. It's a bit weird, but we'll stay safe and just pass in the number. So we want to pass in, also this in square brackets means it's optional anyway, as you see here, it's optional. So we just pass in a number, and it can either take in a collection of messages, an array of messages, whatever, or just a number at the end, which is what we're going to do. We're just going to pass in a number. You can actually pass in references to multiple messages, and it'll just delete those each of those messages. But we want to do the most recent of a certain. So as you see here, 5. It'll just delete 5 messages quite simply. So bulk delete. Pass in a number. As you see, all the same parameters are explained here. We're going to pass in the number of messages to delete. And then we're going to say on next line .catch. So if there's an error, console.error, so we can actually see the error if there is one, and it won't crash or give you a spam of text of bad stuff. If you do console.error, the actual messages you'll get back in the console are actually helpful rather than just weird error messages with tons of spam. So now that we've done that, I'm just going to say make sure the number is an integer. I actually think this bulk delete, because it doesn't take an integer, it takes in a number, which is its own type. It might be fine with decimals. It might just round it itself internally, but we're going to be safe and round it here. Delete the desired number of messages, and then make sure the number is actually a number. I'll put make sure args0 is actually a number. Convert arg0 into a number. Obviously, I'm writing all these comments to help you guys when you look back on this, or it won't really help me because I'll obviously know, but some of you newer people might forget what certain code does that you wrote ages ago, so it's nice to write the comments, and obviously I can explain while writing them what it all does. So we've done that now, and let's go run it. So Control-Shift-B, build. It's built. Let's go node dot ready to go. Go to my server. So if we do like $purge, whoops, $purge. Sorry, Dapadino, but you must supply a I've typed that wrong, and number of messages. And as you see, it got deleted after 5 seconds. I've got a typo I'm going to go fix. Some of you probably noticed that. Anyway, if I put purge 10, it deleted 10. If I do purge hello, did I actually send a message in that scenario? If it's nan, say sorry, and then delete. Oh, we've got an error here. The messages. Let me just breakpoint that and stop the execution and run it from index.ts. I actually don't know if it built fully the code. It should have. If I go back to purge, ready to go, purge hello, nan. That's weird. Oh, is nan. I knew there was a different way to do it. So if nan, number of messages to delete. If it's not a number, do that. Okay, that makes sense. Control-Shift-B, build. Press a key, no dot. Try again. Purge hello. Sorry, Dapadino, but that isn't a valid number. And then it'll go away. The reason that purge hello is there is because the bot, I paused it at that point, so obviously it didn't finish. But anyway, if I actually use the command, purge 10, it's going to get rid of 10. Now, there's only one message left, so if I put purge 50 or something, it's actually not going to work, and we're going to get an error in the console. Or not actually, it just, because that isn't from there. That's weird. So it didn't actually get an error back when it tried to delete too many, it just didn't do it. But if you do obviously purge, now keep in mind the number you put into purge includes yourself. So if you want to delete one message, you actually do purge 2. But for some reason, It's not oh, I'm an idiot. Yeah, because that one's probably from... That's from today. Well, I don't actually know why that one message isn't going away. Oh, here we go. Unknown message. Now, this is when you could use your debugger, but I feel like we're fine anyway. It worked. Yeah, I'm just going to leave that. That's a bit odd. It was working everything else. I mean, if you get to the point where it leaves one message and for some reason you can't delete it. Oh, wait. It's fine. That message just isn't deleting. I think Discord might be a bit messed up. Like, as you can see, it literally won't let me delete my own message. So just ignore that. That's not the bot messing up. But at least we caught the error so it didn't crash. At least I don't have to bother fixing it as well because there is nothing to fix. It works fine. So that's the purge command. Now we're going to quickly end with the activity thing. So as you see, the bot just is online, right? But if you look in my server, the bot is like playing !, commands with Dapper Dino. So if we go to here, we go to our code. At the top where we say ready, well, let's see how you do it. Let's learn the documentation way because that's the best way to teach you guys. So we're going to be like activity. I already know it's activity because that's, you know. So we have to get a reference to the client user and call .setActivity. So how we're going to do that? Well, if we go in here, we can say client.user.setActivity. All right, we're setting activity. And here's, first of all, the string of, you know, what we want it to say. And we can make that custom, as you see on here, YouTube watching or whatever. So let's go for this. Well, no, I don't know. Let's say, like, set activity coding, right? Comma. And then the next thing is a URL, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so what you can do is you can go into... wait, let me remember how you do it. Let me actually look back at the documentation. Yeah, you have to specify type. Okay, so if I say type, now it says listening, playing, streaming, or watching. These are the 4 different like colors or statuses that you can set it as. So I'm going to say I am playing coding. I don't know. It's up to you. So if I do Shift-Alt-F and put a semicolon on the end, which isn't necessary, but we're going to do it. What's like set the bot's activity. There's no real reason for that. It's just like a thing you might want to do. So if I quickly go build it, and that'll end off the video. So terminal, yeah, Node dot, go to the server, playing coding. You can do whatever you want. It even says playing a game coding. You can write whatever you want there. You can make it a bit longer. You might want to put the prefix in there. You might want it to say how many people the you know, bot is hosting for. Like, you might want to grab the number of servers it's in or something. You can do whatever you want. If you've got any questions, obviously feel free to ask below. If you haven't already, leave a like and subscribe. It'd mean a lot. Check out my other series. Yes, the right word, right? But yeah, the link to our Discord server is in the channel description below. My words are messing up. It's good that I'm ending the video right now. So, yep. Goodbye. That was like the worst outro ever. I'll do that again for you guys. No need to re-record this video. So yeah, if you haven't already, leave a like and subscribe. It'd mean a lot. Check out the Discord server in the description below. But apart from that, thanks for watching and goodbye.